Coming up on today's FNN, how Kenwood Public Schools is helping to give back.
Plus, we explore the legacy of one of Grand Rapids' most influential community members.
And we have football playoff highlights. Stay tuned for all that and more because FNN starts now. Happy Friday, Falcons. I'm Trenton.
And I'm Alexandria.
East Kenwood Student Council hosted their annual Stuff the Bus food drive this past weekend, and students showed out for their school by donating more than 8,000 pounds of food. FNN reporter Ibti Abdul Kadir explored where the donations ended up and how Kenwood students are helping families in need.
According to Feeding America, 1 in 7 families in West Michigan are at a risk of hunger. With the recent government shutdown and SNAP benefits being put on pause, East Kenwood High School and Kentwood Public Schools do their part to help by hosting their annual Stuff the Bus food drive. The 3-week-long event takes weeks of planning, from putting up flyers, reaching out to the rest of the district, and advertising around the school. This year's food drive was led by Student Council Committee member Nayla Durek, who says the goal is to collect more and donate to our local food pantry.
We're trying to send out as many emails and make as many social media posts as we can, as well as making flyers and posters, banners, everything we can around the school to just try to let students know and teachers what's actually going on.
By the end of the first week, more than 400 items had already been donated. All donations go directly to Streams of Hope Food Pantry located on 60th Street to families in need this holiday season. Food Pantry Director Heidi Vanderlyn says Stuff the Bus can help for up to 5 months of stock.
The Stuff the Bus food drive is one of our most important food drives out of the entire year. East Kentwood High School is able to raise thousands of pounds of food. That is what gets us through the holidays. We like to offer more food for families since they will be celebrating the holidays, and those are times when families get together and share meals together, so we'd like to offer more. And because of East Kentwood High School's Stuff the Bus, we are able to offer that. The food that you are able to donate to us usually lasts us 4 to 5 months. Which is huge. It's a lot of food and we're able to spread it out so we can benefit from it over the long haul.
After the first week, Student Council received an even greater influx of goods pouring in. Nayla continues to talk about how the most rewarding part is being able to see the difference these donations make at Streams of Hope.
The most rewarding part is actually going to come after, once we're actually driving all this stuff to the food pantry and seeing how many items we were able to donate and just thinking of how many families we're going to be able to help.
With weeks of hard work from students, staff, and the community, this year's Stuff the Bus left a lasting impact on Streams of Hope and the families they serve. At EK, I'm Ibti Abdul Kadir.
The schools with the most donations included Meadowlawn and Valleywood. Here at EK, Ms. Thomasma and Ms. Thurner's classes tied with 80 donations apiece.
If you look around the halls of EK on a Tuesday, you may notice a few more suits and ties than usual. Reporter Gary Harmon Jr. set out to explore the reasons behind the sudden dress-up day.
Fashion is a big part of everyday life at East Kentwood. Every Tuesday, Mr. Harmon, our assistant principal, challenges students to step up their style and bring their best apparel to school. Ties, bow ties, and anything professional that shows EK pride.
No matter what you do, there are going to be certain times that you have to dress up. And I don't want when you have to dress up to be a chore or to be something that's hard to do. I think every male or young man should have a black suit, a white shirt, and a black tie. You just can get so much use out of that. And again, I don't want when you have to dress up to be your first time dressing up.
It's not just about looking sharp. It's about confidence, leadership, and showing you're ready to take on the week in style. When you put on that tie, you're not just dressing for the school, you're dressing for yourself. You are showing the world that you're ready to learn, lead, and excel. So instead of seeing it like a chore, learn to see it as something great.
It makes me feel more confident and like I stand out compared to everybody else at the school. It makes me feel a little bit different, allows me to like carry myself differently across the school.
Wearing a suit every Tuesday is still pretty new to Isaiah Patrick, but it has already created growth within him and made a good impact on his perspective.
It makes me feel like, it makes me more prepared for the day and like it makes me more like excited to go to school knowing like I get to dress up a lot. Because usually I don't get like many opportunities to dress up like this.
Maybe you'd want to join this too, the lighthearted tradition that quickly turned into something more. At EK, I am Gary Harmon.
Mr. Harmon wants the day to continue to grow, so make sure to break out your fancy clothes next Tuesday.
A new street name has been added in Grand Rapids, but this wasn't just randomly assigned. The street is attached to a legacy. I took a dive into the legacy of Dr. Melinda Sapp and how her family has achieved this honor.
Y'all give it up for the pastor and the first lady, Dr. Marvin L. Sapp and Lady Melinda P. Sapp. Yeah!
Bishop Marvin L. Sapp and Dr. Melinda P. Sapp set out on a mission 22 years ago to create an impactful and lively ministry that will leave a lasting impact on their community. With Dr. Melinda Sapp being a local counselor as well as a psychology professor for many years, she naturally had a part in many people's lives throughout the city. To really get insight on the character and personality of Dr. Sapp, I sat down with Emarine Smith, a board member at Lighthouse Full Life Center, who worked side by side with her over the years before her passing in 2010.
I've had the wonderful opportunity to sit right next to her on her right hand in serving, and I would say I observed her kindness, I observed her strong business acumen, I have observed her love, I have observed her empathy, I have observed her strength, and I would say that was probably the one that sticks out to me the most, is her strength.
And that strength wasn't just felt by the ones closest to her. Her impact was left on the city. Her lasting memory and legacy will forever be remembered by the street that has been named after her on October 19th. Administrative analyst for the city of Grand Rapids, Suzette Long, shares how she felt when the idea of the street naming was brought to her.
When Bishop Designate R.J. Marshall, when he introduced the idea, I was so excited to make sure that the sign, that her sign was there, that she was, that it will go on, her memory will go on from now to eternity.
Dr. Melinda's main goal was to just be an encourager. Her brother-in-law, Henry Sapp, shares a little bit about her spirit and what made her so special.
Melinda always tried to empower youth in every way, in education, in sports. She didn't even play football, right? But she made sure that they had something to engage themselves in and to be great at. So she always tried to keep excellence in the forefront.
Overall, leaving an impact with love and empowerment, Dr. Melinda P. Sapp's legacy will live on forever and touch those who drive down the street dedicated in her memory. In Grand Rapids, I'm Trent Bella. As someone that spent her entire life serving the community and those in it, Dr. Sapp's legacy will continue to live on in the community she helped inspire.
Now that students are finally getting comfortable in the school year, sleep becomes one of the first things they start to lose. I set out to explore more about just how important sleep is. In a world where late-night homework, stress, and constant notifications are normalized, sleep often becomes the first thing students sacrifice almost every day. But the effects run deeper than just feeling tired the next day. To understand the effects of sleep deprivation on a deeper level, I spoke with a psychology expert from Grand Valley State University, Joel Kwame.
Sleep is important for a few things. It is important, for one, for your ability to just concentrate, being able to pay attention. When people go without sleep for long periods of time, or they don't get much sleep, they very often have trouble focusing on things. And of course, if you can't focus, then you can't learn.
From academic pressure, late-night responsibilities, and the pull of technology, students being tired has become the norm. So to understand what this looks like from the inside, I spoke with EK Junior Jaden Wynn, who knows what it feels like to not get much sleep.
I think for our generation, it's starting to get to a bigger issue because of electronics and more social media and stuff, and more students are starting to stay up later.
But not every student experiences sleep the same way. For others, rest is something that they protect through discipline, balance, and choices that help them stay grounded. To see the other side of this issue, I talked to EK Senior Rio Rodriguez, who's managed to build a routine that actually works.
When I get a lot of sleep, it honestly makes me want to be more focused and more there. I just feel more ready and to be myself. But when I'm asleep, I just feel angry and just mad and just don't talk to me because I'm just tired.
One thing is obvious, sleep shapes everything, and choosing better rest can change how you show up tomorrow. At EK, I'm Alexandria Torres. Sleep impacts every part of our lives, and doing your best to get a full 8 hours of sleep every night will have you feeling better and help set you up for success. And that wraps up your news this week, Falcons.
Now let's toss it over to FNN sports reporter Reese Emiat for your EK Sports Report.
Welcome back to the Atlanta Falcons. It's Reese here bringing your EK Sports Report. Kicking things off this week in Hudsonville, where our Falcons were looking to win their first regional championship since 2014. With the Falcons down 28-14 late in the second quarter, Steph Jones came up with a huge touchdown to give the Falcons the momentum to score 38 unanswered points, 24 of them being in the fourth quarter as EK cruises to a 52-28 win in the regional title. The Falcons earned a little bit of revenge after their last-second loss to Hudsonville earlier this year. The Falcons continue their season tomorrow at Jackson High School at 1 p.m. against Detroit Catholic Central, with the winner earning a trip to Ford Field in Detroit to play for the state championship. Make sure to buy your tickets on GoFan if you're making the trip. Over at the Ice Arena, the hockey team kicked off their season with back-to-back home games against Granville and West Ottawa over the weekend. Unfortunately, they lost back-to-back in their season openers, and tonight the Falcons face Grand Blanc at home as they look to bounce back. The puck drops at 8 p.m. Yesterday at Oakland University, the D1 girls swim and dive state prelims took place, and EK's own Ayla Wiltrout competed in the 100-meter breaststroke. While Ayla did not make it through to the finals, she capped off her season with a strong performance and represented her team and our school with pride all season long. Congrats to her and the entire team on a great season. Switching over to basketball, EK is hosting our annual Falcon Madness tonight at the Fieldhouse starting at 6 p.m., where you can catch a preview of the upcoming season. Both varsity teams will hit the court in a scrimmage as well as a three-point contest, dunk contest, and more. Once the varsity teams wrap up, middle school and elementary teams will take the court and show off the future of Falcon basketball. That wraps up this week's sports report. We'll be back in December to talk more winter sports. Now let's pass it over to the desk.
Thanks, Reese. And that does it for today's show. We'll be back in December with more, but until then, make sure to follow us on Instagram and subscribe to Falcon News Network on YouTube, where you can catch sports live streams, previous episodes, and other great content.
Plus, check out Falcon News on Spotify for our new season of podcasts and to tune into our live radio station.
Have a great weekend, and we'll see you back here after break.